Alright, let's see if this works.
Junk Shop Libraries Improv Bible Study. Are you ready for this? Alright, well, here we are again, brethren and sistren. Welcome back to Junk Shop Libraries Improv Bible Study. We had altogether too much fun last time, which makes me a little, I'll not lie, trepidatious about the 14th chapter of Deuteronomy, but we shall see what we shall see. Hit the thumbs up, poke the Pope to subscribe, although that won't really make sense until the doohickey comes up at the end if you're just now joining us. Let's dive right in, shall we? Ye are the children of the Lord your God. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all the nations that are upon the earth. Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing. These are the beasts which ye shall eat, the ox, the sheep, and the goat, the hart, and the roebuck, and the fallow deer, and the wild goat, and the pygarg, and the wild ox, and the chamois. And every beast that parteth the hoof, and cleaveth the cleft into two claws, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that ye shall eat. Nevertheless, these ye shall not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the cloven hoof, as the camel, and the hare, and the coney, for they chew the cud, but divide not the hoof, therefore they are unclean unto you. And the swine, because it divideth the hoof, yet cheweth not the cud, it is unclean unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, nor touch their dead carcass. These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters. All that have fins and scales shall ye eat. And whatsoever hath not fins and scales ye may not eat, it is unclean unto you. Of all clean birds ye shall eat. But these are they of which ye shall not eat: the eagle, and the ossifrage, and the osprey, and the glede, and the kite, and the vulture after his kind, and every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckow, and the hawk after his kind, the little owl, and the great owl, and the swan, the pelican, and the gier eagle, and the cormorant, and the stork, and the heron after her kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. And every creeping thing that flieth is unclean unto you. They shall not be eaten. But of all clean fowls ye may eat. Ye shall not eat of any thing that dieth of itself. Thou shalt give it unto the stranger that is in thy gates, that he may eat it, or thou mayest sell it unto an alien, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there, the tithe of thy corn, and thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds, and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. And if the way be too... Oh, good Lord, here again. Sorry. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee, then thou shalt turn it into money, and bind up the money in thine hand, and shalt go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, for oxen, or for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever the soul desireth. And thou shalt eat there before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. And the Levite that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he hath no part nor inheritance with thee. At the end of 3 years thou shalt bring forth all the tithe of thine increase the same year, and shalt lay it up within thy gates. And the Levite, because he hath no part nor inheritance with thee, And the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, which are within thy gates, shall come, and shall eat and be satisfied, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thy hand which thou doest. And there we have Deuteronomy 14th chapter. Oh, goody. The clean and the unclean things. Again. Remember, don't eat rabbit, or pig, or eel, or shrimp, or vulture, or pelican, or bat, or any creeping thing that flieth. Moses needs to make up his damn mind. Because if you'll remember, it wasn't all that long ago, well, it was, 60 years in Bible time, but for us it was not all that long ago, that he said it was okay to eat the locust because it was a flying, creeping thing that had 4 legs. It was only the flying, creeping things with more than 4 legs that they weren't allowed to eat. And now they're not allowed to eat anything that creepeth and flieth? I don't know. Now, speaking of Moses needing to make up his damn mind, if you'll recall, 2 chapters ago, and I happen to know it was 2 chapters ago because it's on the same page. I'm back in chapter 12. Says, if the place which the Lord thy God hath chosen to put his name there be too far from thee, then do your eating offering there at your house. If you can't make it to, I guess what'll eventually be Jerusalem. Then 2 whole chapters later, old man Moses says God's going to make, or rather says after God has chosen his place, then you are to functionally sell the thing that you would otherwise have sacrificed in the holy place, and then take that amount of money and go party it up. Which, you know what? I'm okay with it. I can get on board with this. Because here's how this works. I can't go to Jerusalem. It's too damn far for me to walk. Not to mention, oceans and stuff. So instead, I can abide by the word of the Lord and take 10% of everything that I make over the course of a year and use that much money to have a big blowout party. Because it said, whatever thy soul lusteth after, oxen, sheep, wine, strong drink, or whatsoever thy soul desireth, thou shalt eat and rejoice. If this was the extent of this book and this religion, I could just be on board with this, and I wouldn't have had to do 175 episodes pointing out everything that's wrong and barbaric about it. If all this God character wanted was for you to periodically party in his honor, I'd be fine with that. Of course, I guess that would make him Bacchus instead of Yahweh, now wouldn't it? But no, he's got to be all jealous and genocidal and crap. Never willing to leave well enough alone with a feast. Dear, 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 dear. All right, not an enormous amount to 14, since most of it was taken up with the whole list of what not to eat for about the 6 squillionth time. But we'll be back soon with chapter 15, the Ides of Deuteronomy. I don't care. That joke never gets old for me. So I hope to see you again here soon. Hit the thumbs up for me if you would be so kind. Poke the Pope to subscribe. I told you it'd make sense eventually. And as always, take care, be safe, and stand against hate. Bye now.